Hello and welcome to Voices of Women, sponsored by the Bristol County Commission on the Status of Women. I'm your host, Gail Forts from the YWCA Southeastern Massachusetts, and today really excited to have some special guests from the YWCA Girls Exclusive Summer Program. So welcome girls and our staff to our show today. Thank you. Great, thanks for being here. So we're going to start off with everybody introducing themselves. We'll start off with you.
I'm Lavana. I've been coming to the YWCA Girls Exclusive Program for 1 year. This is my first year.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Iris, and this is my 3rd year coming to Girls Exclusive.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, I'm Zoe, and this is my 2nd year at Girls Exclusive.
Hi, I'm Lily. This is my first year of coming to this program.
Hi, I'm Marcia. This is my first year at the Girl YWCA Exclusive.
Hi, I'm Stormy. I am a Girls Exclusive instructor, and this is my 2nd year working for the YWCA.
Hi, I'm Shelby. This is my first year working with Girls Exclusive program.
Hi, my name is Bianca, and this is my 3rd year at the Girls Exclusive program.
Hi, I'm Lindsay. I'm the Girls Exclusive coordinator. This is my first year working with the girls.
Okay, well, thank you again all for being here. The girls have worked really hard all summer, and our girls programming has started. I mean, I was a girl in the girls program. It was called something different at the time, but we've been doing girls programming for well over 30 years, probably even before that. So that's one of the things that we love to do, is work with young girls to do different types of activities and have like small group settings. So Lindsay, as the coordinator of the program, can you tell us a little bit about what you've been doing this summer and about the program going forward?
Okay, I'll try to be short because we do a lot. So as far as the Girls Exclusive program, we try to, Stormy, Shelby, the whole YWCA, we try to empower the girls that come in. Their ages 10 to 14, sometimes 15, it depends. But this year is 10 to 14, so middle school age. A lot of the girls, we teach them how to be confident, how to speak up for themselves. We bring them out into the community so they can learn what's in New Bedford, because most of the girls are from New Bedford. But we'll go around to the regional area, Wareham, different places, Dartmouth. They'll learn the bus routes. So this year they started learning the bus routes. We'll go to beaches. We'll go on field trips. We have a lot of programs that come in to speak to them. So Katie Brown program, the Women's Center was amazing, to teach them about how to present themselves and set boundaries and things like that. Different things that we're going to talk about today. A lot of them have made friends, and I feel like it's a fantastic program. We've done it throughout the year as an after-school program. I wish we could do it all year, all the time, everywhere. But we've started small, and I think it's been really great, and it's awesome to have them come back every year, and maybe they can be our instructors in future years. So it's been great.
All right, great. No, thank you so much. So a few of you did say that you've been here more than 1 year. So those that have come back more than once, what do you like about the program? What made you want to come back again this summer? Who said that they have been here more than once? I think you did, right? And tell us a little bit why. Why do you like the program?
I like the program because we get to express ourselves, and we get to like have an opinion on what we want to do instead of like letting us like do what they want to do. And it's like, it's fun.
Okay, so you help plan it together.
Yeah.
You get to get input. Okay, good. Who else said that they've come? I think back there you did, right? Bianca?
What I like about the program is we get to do a lot of fun stuff, and you make new friends and a lot of field trips.
Okay.
And you learn about like a lot of stuff and how to protect yourself. And yeah.
Okay. So then those of you that this is your first year, I know some of you have only been a couple of weeks. So what do you like about the program?
I like how automatically like they welcome you, and like even though they don't really know you, they still like care, and they just like try to make you feel like you're part of like this big family. And it's really nice, and it's really fun to make like to make friends. Like I always said, like have a nice opinion about what we want to do, and it's just really fun.
Okay, great. Anybody else?
I like it how they treat us. They care about us if like we're part of their family. We treat each other kindly. We share. We do everything together.
Nice, good. Yes.
I like how we get to learn about the real world and that they're not just keeping things from us. Like we learned women empowerment, how to like treat ourselves in a healthy and a good way. And I like it because I also like it because of they don't force us to do certain activities. We get to do our own thing and relax.
Okay, good. What about you? What do you
Well,
think about it?
I like it because we all together we can understand each other. So there's no mostly at some other camps there's like bullying, but there's none because we all understand each other. So
Okay. Some of the staff, what's been fun about this summer so far? I know it's coming to an end pretty soon, right?
Yeah. I love the field trips, and I love getting to know each one of these girls. They're all so different, but they're also wonderful at the same time. And I really just enjoy spending my day with them.
Stormy, what about you?
Stemming off from what Shelby said, I enjoy meeting all the new girls, teaching them to, helping them to accept each other, providing a safe environment where they do feel at home and comfortable, and we can just sit and chat. And even if it's just a day where they're just watching movies and just having regular discussions and they're just comfortable. And we want to provide that type of environment where they are comfortable, because we never know, what to expect.
Lindsay, what about you?
I can say there's so many different personalities, which is great. And sometimes people can look at that as like a bad thing. But to me, I mean, as a small group, because we're so small, we can sit there and try to understand each other instead of say, oh, that person's just not for me.
Right.
I noticed all the girls, they want to get to know each other. Even like girls are 10 years old and girls that are 15, they can all relate. They try to relate to each other, which I think is great. Even though there's so many differences in the room, it's like we're all very similar. Once we come together, we realize we're not that different. So I think that's been the greatest part to watch as staff. To go on field trips and venture out and see the world, I think is the coolest thing. So
All right, great.
it's been awesome.
So the girls actually planned the topics for the show, which they gave to me last week. So it's interesting and a little different than when we did last year's show. So safety seemed to be the top priority. I know you've had a lot of discussions about that. You've had some speakers about that. So why was that important?
Because when you want to be safe, you don't want to give away all your secret identity or all your information, and you want to have relationship boundaries. So you and anyone else you have a hard relationship with, you feel comfortable with each other.
Okay, yes.
It's also good to know about safety, because nowadays it's like anything could happen. Anything could possibly pop up where someone could bully you, someone could probably take you or try to hurt you. And it's good to know that how to deal with those situations, because if it ever came to that scenario, you want to be able to be safe and know that you'll be fine and be safe.
Okay. Anybody else? Because safety means so many different things. I mean, it can be safety when you're at school, safety at home, because there's a lot of things that happen with social media and, like you said, bullying and cyberbullying and the internet and people pretending to be other people that they're not. So what did you learn this summer about, different ways to be safe and how to help even other people if you think that somebody might be not safe in a not safe situation? Did you learn anything about that? Yes.
We also learned that like online, now that there's a lot of chat rooms and stuff, how if someone's on there asking you to give your personal information, you can just easily block them or something. So
So you learned how to do that. That's great. That's good information.
We also learned that if we do give out information with certain things, that it can come to haunt us later, because they can take that information, find out all about you. And that's why it's important to know, okay, if it's a complete stranger, I'm not going to tell them my true identity. I'm not going to tell them this is my real name, this is where I live, even if they ask, Because there are times where it's like it could be something so innocent, like a game where people can chat and like have fun with it, and then someone can just come into the game and then try to ruin it all by asking who are you, what's your real name, like how old are you, and that it can come to a concern.
Right, absolutely. Anybody else have something on that? Yes.
It's also good to keep a positive attitude because you don't want to always worry, because then it's just not going to lead to great things in life. Because if you're always worried, you're going to be tucked inside all day, every day. You're not going to want to like go outside, get fresh air or anything. So
That's
it's
actually
good
a
to
good
have
point,
positive
too.
attitude.
Right, absolutely. You want to add to that? Sure.
Adding to what she said, and it's like you don't want to always be worried, which is why it's hard to try to live in this world too nowadays too, because you don't want to worry, because you don't want to stay in your house. You don't want to be like you don't want to be a hermit and stay where you know it's comfortable, but you also don't want to just be like sharing everything about yourself. So it's hard to like know who you want to trust and like who you don't want to trust, because you don't want to seclude yourself just to yourself, but you don't want to like include every single person.
Right.
And that's why it can be hard, because you might have someone you trust, and then later on as you grow up they're gonna eventually like turn on you, and then you don't know.
Right, that's true
What's
too.
the right
It's not
scenario?
just strangers. It could be sometimes people that you know, or people that you think are your friends, and it might not be. Yeah.
I think we need to like know our limits on what we need to tell people and stuff. And because some people are like not safe at all, and we need to like we have to like trust our instincts on what we need to tell people and what we don't need.
Yep.
to.
Trust your feelings inside, like your conscious or your gut feeling. Everybody knows what that means. To listen to that little voice, in your head, because sometimes people are getting information and you don't even realize that you're giving them that information, because they know how to ask certain questions that before you know it, you've given them enough information that they can find out, like you said, where you live or what school you go to, or, oh, my mom or dad's working, they don't get home till 5 o'clock, and so it can lead to, bad situations. You want to add to something?
It's good to sometimes be careful who you trust, because sometimes you could think you can trust a friend, but other times they might sometimes it might be something they could be holding on to, and then out of nowhere they start treating you badly, and you tell them a secret, and then they start blurting it out into the world. So you got to be careful with that.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to add something?
Yeah, and if you should also set boundaries for yourself of what you can and can't do. So if you're at a friend's house or something and they're like, oh, we're going to sneak out, and it's like 12 a.m., you have to know that you can or do that, or you can't, but you should know that you have to be safe.
Right. No, that's great. Good points.
And adding to what Zoe said, it's like, because you growing up, it's hard because you have your cliques and you have your friends, and then you want to do stuff because you're adventurous. You're at the point where it's like, I'm becoming an adult now. I want to experience new things. I want to see what this happens, or like if I go here, what's gonna be there. But you also need to know that, okay, if you're still like your parents is like your responsibility, so you need to know your boundaries, because they're also trusting you, and like they are gonna be a mature adult. When you're going to be an adult, you're going to be mature about it. And if you like Zoe said, you need to know the boundaries. If you're just going to sneak out, it's going to affect you later on, because you're going to be known as someone who can't probably be trusted because your parents had trust on you, and then it may affect you later because you might start rebel against everyone else.
It could also ruin your reputation for your future, for your end future, and sometimes if you really want a job, you don't want your boss to look at your records and your reputation, because then it's just not going to get you the job.
Right. Now that's really important, because jobs do that. They check social media, they look at your records. Sometimes a lot of colleges are doing that now too. So as you get older, So that's all really, important stuff. And being, talk a little bit about, especially with bullying, a lot of different other things that you discussed over the summer, and being, a bystander or standing up for other people. If it's not you, that's happening to, like some of the situations you said, when somebody wants you to do something and not following the leader sometimes. And, sometimes it takes a lot of courage to be strong and say, no, I'm not going to do this, or to stand up for somebody if somebody's being made fun of. So what did you learn about that this summer? Did you want to start?
Well, we learned a lot about like not trying to be bullied, because a lot of people they don't have intentions of trying to be mean, because like sometimes they have hurt inside them, because maybe they got bullied before, or they had trouble in their life, so it's hard for them to do that.
Yep, sometimes they do the same thing to other people, yeah.
I learned over the summer that with bullying, there's like a power difference and a repeat, and it has to be repeated. So say, every time I wear a skirt, a guy comes over, the same guy comes over and just lifts it up, and he's older than me and I'm younger. And he keeps doing it every time. So that would kind of count as bullying, because you don't want to like feel uncomfortable with something someone else is doing to you, because then it's just not right.
Well, that's also sexual harassment, so you need to make sure that if anybody ever does do that to any of you, especially as you start getting older and you're maturing, that you tell somebody, whether it's a family member, or a teacher, or somebody you trust, because nobody should be touching your body, touching your clothing, or making you feel uncomfortable, in any way.
Which is what we learned through the Women's Center and Katie Brown. Like, you're in control. Like, if someone touches you and makes you feel uncomfortable, find someone to tell. And with your gut, we just went over our gut feeling. When something's right or wrong. You can feel it sometimes. But even if you have to ask someone else, so is this right? This is happening to me. Now you guys have the skills to either speak up or even ask a question to staff or people in your life.
Right. Absolutely, because it's not always strangers. Most of the time, it's somebody that you know. It's a friend or somebody else's friend, or it could be a family member. So it's really important that you learned about what's appropriate and what's not. And I'm sure you've heard this since you were little, but as you keep growing older and you're on your own a lot more, spending time at school or at friends' houses, that it's really, really important that you speak up. Marcy, you want to say something?
And you need to know who you hang out with. You can't be with people that you don't know. You have to know the people that you're hanging out. Like, if you're on the internet or talking to your friends, and all of a sudden somebody comes and says, oh, you want to be friends, you have to know if you have to trust yourself if you want to be friends with these people.
Absolutely. No, all good points, too. You want to add something to that?
Not really. It's like what she said, but it's like about the bullying. From the Katie Brown Education Center that came, we learned about like the main 5, but we mostly learned about 4 types of violence. Like there's physical, verbal, emotional, and sexual. And we learned and those are like different ways like they type of bully, because we learned that the violence is basically the person's way of getting power and control out of your fear, and you don't have like the power because they're gaining it on you. And like if you think about like the 4 things I just listed about like the different types of violence, people use that as bullying, because they know if they do that, they can gain power over you and then make you depressed, and that's what they want. They want to try to control you.
Right, absolutely. Like you said, like power. It's all about power and control. And certain people, they know who to look for, who to pick, that you might have like low self-esteem, or if somebody keeps telling you you're fat, or you're too skinny, or you're ugly, or you're not smart. So that it plays on those feelings for you, and it makes you feel uncomfortable. So you feel worthless sometimes. So that they know that, oh well, if I'm going to do this for you, and that's how they sometimes try to get you.
And to them, it's like as long as they keep doing that and gaining the control over you and the power and authority to like not really authority, but their feeling that they can tell you whatever they want to tell you, it makes them feel better because it's lifting their spirits up. Because if the fact that they see someone that they can talk down upon and that is like worse than them, that makes them feel like that makes them feel better at themselves. And they think it's good because it's raising their self-esteem, but it's really not because they're lowering someone else's.
Right, absolutely, and all good points. So speaking about self-esteem and what, and empowerment, and I know you did a lot of it with leadership development, what does that mean? What have you learned over the summer about, being positive and having good self-esteem and being confident? Because sometimes, some days you don't feel that way, and some days that you do. What did you learn either through one of the presentations or through the staff about that?
I learned that sometimes it's a good thing to keep yourself positive, because usually if you walk inside the YWCA exclusive program doors and you had a bad day, you don't want to give other people attitudes and ruin their day. You want to you had a bad day, you don't want to stay too mad, because sometimes when you're around other people or you communicate with other people, it makes you feel better. Or if you do activities and stuff, it makes you feel better.
Right, that's a good point.
Go off of that. Sure. We spoke about the way you show up. So every day, as far as the Girls Exclusive program goes, and that's small, the way you show up we can all affect each other. So even as staff or as one person, we all have bad days some days, and some days we have good days. And like you said, it's more important to try to be positive and show up and look at things a different way, so that maybe it'll help you boost your self-esteem or help someone else in the room. Even saying, hey, your haircut looks beautiful, or, oh, I love your braids, or just something positive can help someone else boost their own self-esteem and make you feel seen and good about yourself, instead of bullying someone. And yes, you're feeling seen, but it's not helping the situation or even the group.
Right.
And like LaVonna said, it's the way you show up. It does make a difference. So
Sets the tone for the whole thing. Absolutely, can make everybody have a bad day if one or two people are in a bad mood.
And that goes for our group, which is like a small 15 to 20, and then it goes for the whole world if you think about it on a big scale. So.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I also want to say that sometimes having a bad mood or being upset is like a virus, because it spreads to other people you're around. Sometimes people are physical, or they do bad things and stuff just to make themselves feel better.
Right, and sometimes too you need to talk about it, so you might want to talk to one of the staff or one of the other girls, and sometimes when you talk about it, you get it out. Sometimes you might even have to cry. A good cry doesn't hurt, and then you feel better sometimes after that. We all do it. I do it too sometimes. It's one of those days. You just need to release all those emotions. They get pent up. Yes.
And it's even if if it's something that you can't just make yourself positive about, even when you enter the YWCA, it's and you're in a bad mood, and you want to be alone for a bit. It's they let you do that. It's not like people ask you a million questions oh, why. And it's and even then you can talk to like you said, you can talk to anyone on the staff, and it's even if you don't want to do anything else, it's they still make sure you're okay, and they still be kind, even though you may not want to interact or do a lot of the activities that we are doing, and because they understand what you might be going through, maybe something bad happened maybe at home or during maybe one of the activities, and they understand that because maybe it happened to them, or they just understand that something like that can happen, and it's something that you can be upset about.
And we try to teach them. Oh, you can go.
Thank you. I want to add into what Lily said, because sometimes the people that ask you why, they really care about you, and they want to make sure that you're okay.
Right.
And I think it's important to like to know as a group, like we all have our days and sometimes you just need space. And I teach the girls like I'm not going to make them wrong for that. Like we can't make them wrong because we all have emotions. We cry, we're happy, we're sad, we're mad, and then we're happy again. Our head's spinning, who knows?
Right.
And that's all part of life. So instead of trying to control that, we all understand like set your boundaries and just don't stay there. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think it's really good for the girls to express themselves. And yeah, you have feelings. Like that's how that goes. But we all agree like that's how they feel right now and move on and how to move on, have those coping skills and
Right.
which are things that we have learned.
Absolutely, and everybody has their voice. Everybody's
Yeah.
definitely empowered to speak up, so that's great. So even the quiet ones in the beginning, the summer have, been able to speak up and, hear your voice, and hopefully you'll keep that going throughout when you go back to school and next summer and high school and as you grow up. So I know you said you did a lot of educational stuff, that's for sure. So what's some of the fun stuff that's been going on?
Some of the fun stuff that we've done, one of my ultimate favorite was kickboxing. Because
awesome.
I really like to do physical activities and run a lot. And I just love exercising and learning how to protect myself, like martial arts and stuff.
Great.
And it could really come in handy someday.
Absolutely, great. What else has been fun? Yes.
Personally, one of my favorites that we do, and it's not really like a field trip, it's really, we stay at the Standish house to do it, is when we play babies.
So why don't you explain that a little bit, what that means? I think it's more than just babies,
Yeah.
right? Because I've seen it in action. It's really something, actually. It's very impressive.
What it is, it's like you're like in the real world, and we have like a bank, we have like the doctor, lawyers, we have the adoption center, we have pretty much everything. And you have to like scope your way in life, and like you have to earn money. You can get a job and earn money, and you just try to survive. And you can get like your own baby. You have to take care of it, unless you want to take it away. And then we have like actually like court.
Yeah.
Real life.
Okay.
It's like real life.
Okay. So it's like real life.
It's like to
things.
teach us,
You're
like,
an
you
adult,
need-
and this is your life, kind of thing.
It's like to teach us like we need to like how to take care of the baby and like what it might be like in real life. And it's like even like we take it to the extent where we do like fake court. It's like if it's anything we can, if there's like
that
any
was
like
fun.
trouble
Okay.
or anything, or if someone wants to sue them.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So we have
Like,
doctors,
we take it
lawyers.
as-
I know I saw
we
that.
take it
Stores.
We take it seriously, and it's a good learning experience. Like the bankers, they learn how to take care of money, and how to work. Like they have the secretary and the main,
Oh, okay.
the boss,
Okay.
and then it's like, and like with the adoption center, like they actually have to make forms,
Nice. Okay.
or like with like what I have is like babysitting, how to learn how to do that.
In counseling.
So it's really a fun learning experience, and we all have fun with it.
Yeah. No, I've seen that in action.
The
Absolutely.
greatest thing about that was that I didn't come up with that at all, and neither did any of the staff.
Right.
They said,
The girls
well, we
came
want
up
to
with
create
that.
a bank. We want to create, and they came up with every section and realized that they're all connected because the person who needs the bank, they need to go to the bank to pay for daycare. Or they have a stressful day at work and they need to go to counseling. Like, it's just,
Right.
they make this up, which I think is the greatest thing. And they keep adding to it, and they have their own little sections, and it's just the greatest thing I've ever seen. But it shows them that there's so many different skills that they could have, because one girl realized, maybe I'll be a banker one day. And the other one said, maybe I'll be a child psychologist. And so they're all realizing, like, all right, this is not for me. I'm going to move on to try to be a lawyer.
Okay.
And they'll fake it until they make it, hopefully. But
Definitely.
it's so great, and they spend hours doing it. Like, there's times where I'm like, let's do something else. And they're like, no, we have appointments.
Okay.
Like, this is the
So
greatest
definitely
thing.
life skills. Absolutely. So it's much more than babies.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
It started
showing
off
up.
that way, but.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's
so.
great. All right, great. So, I know you've had a lot of sponsors that have helped support, this program. Lindsay, you want to say anything about our sponsors and maybe
so,
one of the girls quickly?
As far as even before this program, obviously as a YWCA, we try to get sponsors. We apply for grants. We do a lot of things to get this going and to make it better each year. And we've had a lot of sponsors this year who have donated a good amount of money so that you girls can go on field trips and experience this every single day for 7 weeks, which is feels like it's going by so fast. But people have donated so much money. They actually wrote letters to each sponsor. So each girl picked a sponsor. One girl, there was a lawyer. So we kind of told them, oh, these are the jobs that they have. This is the money they gave. This is why they gave the money. So the girls all wrote a personal letter, and we sent pictures to each sponsor. So I don't know if you girls want to talk more about that.
I really appreciate them sending money to the YWCA Girls Exclusive program because now I get to experience going different places and coming here, being able to talk with you. And it's just really fun because some of the places I can't go myself with my family, and I just really enjoy it.
Great. So thank you all so much, for being on the show. Unfortunately, summer's wrapping up and the program will be ending soon. But Lindsay, you said the program will be starting up again in the fall in certain schools around the community.
Yep. So we usually go to certain schools. We'll have after-school programs. It's called the Girls Exclusive After-School Program, so it's not the summer program. And we teach etiquette, babysitting skills. So it's not just about having a baby. It's about taking responsibility, having responsibilities, and being aware of different things. Self-esteem. We do leadership. We talk about racism and different issues, women's rights, things like that. So we'll provide that throughout the school year, thanks to donations and grants and things like that. But we're trying to reach out. We go out to Fall River now, so we're trying to branch out all over. And then we also, next year, obviously, we want to do the Girls Exclusive Summer Camp again and make it even better with the help of all of your ideas and stuff like this. It's the Sister to Sister event, which is great. It's just a big, huge event that we talk about self-esteem and women empowerment and standing against racism and all the important things that the YWCA does. We invite a bunch of girls out to come, and they have pizza and they enjoy themselves, and we have music. So we'll put all the information on the website and obviously in the video. But there's so much more I could talk about. But yeah, it's been great.
Great. Well, thank you all for being here. Hopefully you all had a great summer, and we know that it's wrapping up, but you got the Waterways coming up, which will be really, really fun. I think that's the best part of the summer. And thank you for your sponsorship, and thank you for watching Voices of Women.